Two Spanish anti-personnel mines were discovered at Hell's Kitchen Beach by tourists in November last year. 3 further suspected mines were reported by the EOD, only one of which was identified as an actual mine. Explosive Ordnance Disposal Advisor Guy Murrell is in charge of the clearance, returning to the area where he oversaw previous clearance in 2019 to 2020.
When we came in, we had no idea what was on this beach, what mines there were, what quantities. So we did an activity called technical survey, which is basically digging into the ground in such a way that you don't thread through any mines, you don't go over the top of them, i.e. you dig deep enough, and you don't go around the outside. And you'll see that through the middle we found nothing at all. But in the north of the high ground, in the middle of the beach, we found 16 mines. These are portrayed by these little red triangles over 125 metres or so area. In a very small triangle of ground was where 2 mines were found by the tourists in November 23, and then a further 3 mines were reported by EOD.
Guy and his local team of deminers started working on the site last week and have been using manual excavation techniques to survey the area.
So if you imagine someone in the garden digging down to 15 to 20 centimetres, looking for an object double the size of a tin of boot polish. But it's done in a very systematic way. So you'll see lanes being cut, and the lanes are marked with short red top pickets joined together with bits of string which define the safe areas, with the intention that the entirety of this shelf area is dug up, and all dug up by hand, whereas my activity is going to be using a metal detector to do an instrument aided search of the area between the shelf and the foreshore, so where it drops down into a slope running down onto the beach, again looking for mines.
The team of 3 deminers and medic have been sourced locally from the community. Having locals involved with the clearance has highlighted the importance of demining in the islands to those who will benefit from it most.
It is something that I've always loved doing. I've enjoyed doing landmine clearance, bomb disposal. That's kind of like my life. Yeah, the process is quite challenging as usual, because having done this job for more than 14 years, you come across different areas, different scenarios, and you just have to cope with what you get, because it's never going to be easy. If it is easy that day, that's a bonus, but usually we're ready for the West. And it's been quite hard going to start with, but we're getting used to the terrain and to everything. The weather, we're quite accustomed to the weather. We love it.
As a local, it's very important, especially for the younger generation who, there's more and more people now getting out and about, and we want everywhere to be safe.
However, since the Falklands were declared mine-free in 2020, multiple explosive devices have been found. So should the title of mine-free be revoked, given these discoveries?
Do we still declare this as mine-free? Clearly, yes. This isn't another minefield. This is, at the moment, 3 solitary munitions out of the 25,000 that have been declared laid by the Argentinians. One thing that we found after all of those years of minefield clearance was that the Argentinians were disciplined about how they laid their mines. They're disciplined for the simple reason that they expected to win, and therefore they expected to lift their own mines, and therefore there was no evidence of them just chucking mines randomly. It's an anomaly find that has got to be removed.
Concerns about safety are sure to arise as a result of this discovery, but the team are keen to reassure individuals and remind us of the protocols in place to keep us safe.
Because of the difficulty in locating these items, you can never ever be 100% sure, but that's the same case in a lot of things, but you do everything possible to reduce that risk down to as low as possible. When I was young, we used to get a talk from EOD, and they would show you everything and say, if you find this, call this number, go to the police, and we'll deal with it. Unfortunately, that all stopped. So the young ones have no idea what this stuff is like. So I think that's something that needs to change. I think the education department need to look at that.
So when you're walking around in the hills, everyone should still be looking out, because there are grenades out there. There are still the odd item here and there. You know, if you see something that you don't recognise, don't touch it. Mark where it is, record where it is, preferably using the What 3 Words app on your phone, so you can identify then when you report it to the police exactly where that item was. So, you know, mark it, record it, report it.